This podcast is supported by US Embassy Kuala Lumpur and in partnership with UCEM, IIUM and Equinice.
Assalamualaikum and hi, I am Sharifah.
And I am Shara. So we are here in UCEC Podcast to share our pledge on work-life balance. And we are Equiwlibrium team.
Thank you so much. So now it's time to welcome Equilibrium team. So we have Farisha here and also Shara here. So they are here to to tell a little bit their own story behind their own project. So thank you for joining us. And can you guys give a little bit like description on your project background, like how Equilibrium started and how you guys get the name of Equilibrium actually?
So actually, I joined this program on a whim because I just feel like, I just need to start something this time, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Equiwlibrium is actually a project, just like I said, started on a whim.
Mm-hmm.
I started this project when I thought of my mom, how she worked, and I think that her work-life balance is something that me as a student and as a student who will be interned the next time have to learn about, and Equilibrium came to mind. So Equilibrium is actually a project aiming to expose students, especially graduating students, on having the right mindset in achieving a work-life balance and a healthier time management. Because work-life balance is not about 50% work and 50% time for it of our own. Because it's more on your mindset, motivation, and your strategy to keep the motivation ongoing, etc.
So, given your thoughts, based on your answers, do you think students nowadays have a very good work-life balance practice, or they just like overwork with their own assignments? Some of lecturers ganggu your own class, not ganggu lah, I mean have to disturb your own nights, macam night time to do your project submission, having extra class lah. What's your thought on this issue?
For me, I think that nak cakap lecturer ganggu tu tak, because the thing about our life is life will throw different things at us, right? So different people will have like different macam priority. So work-life balance, they can't have an ideal or standard that includes everyone. So it should always be about how fulfilled you are when your life is filled with tasks and different responsibilities. So and I noticed that in students, even in myself, I always have this set of image of balanced life, like how a balanced life should look like. So that's what makes me always complain about my responsibilities, my tasks, like saya rasa macam terbeban dengan task. Because we always compare it with our reality. So by implementing this project, that we hope that the mindset of our generation, younger generation, students would shift to that a task or responsibility shouldn't take away your work-life balance, or 70% of life, 70% of work and 30% of life isn't a work-life balance. No, because we can't have that mindset. Because life will, just like I said, life will throw us different things, and that will make us go further.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. Wow. That's very great answer actually, because we cannot apply like our own style of work towards others, as you mentioned earlier. Based on your observation throughout the project implementation, what are your thoughts on student involvement? Like, because you managed to run I think this is very cool concept of project, because I think this it's very hype now that a lot of people right now are aware like how overworked they are, especially students also lah and lecturers also. But so yeah, how the students their acceptance towards your project? Do they join, or like what's sambutan from the students itself?
Yeah, so probably most of the students from our university, they were like so excited to join our program because we share with them the apps, the famous apps, which is the Notion and also the TikTok. So most of them were curious about how Notion works because they mostly know about Notion in either YouTube videos or even in Instagram.
Yeah,
and now that they know about it, it's easy, right?
Yeah,
it has a lot of
like cool theme,
like
cool stickers, and so you like macam you can like macam manage your own templates and whatnot. So I think that's one of things that cool about Notion. So continue.
That's true. It's like our own digital diary, like that. Okay. So when they know about it, so they applied it in their life, and we also give them a template for them to use. So they were so excited, and I can see that my friends, they applied it in their life, like how they susun atau hidup diorang, like from kerja, from assignment, and also co-curriculum. So they fully support us and enjoyed it.
Yeah, that's cool though. I mean, well, because your own project also like bring the awareness like how to incorporate some of apps that might help to manage your daily tasks. What approach did you take to ensure that you met the project objective? Like, what's your, I think this is a lot of objective you want to achieve throughout this project. So, what's your take on that?
Our objective was to expose students on having the right mindset, right? And also for them to learn on how to have a healthy time management. So we decided to divide our program into two parts, where the first part would be a webinar. So we agreed, all of us agreed that we should invite a professional speaker or someone with work experiences so they could give like a very impactful advice, because most of our students are not experienced enough to give the talk, right? So in order to instill the right mindset about work-life balance, it only be right if the person is with the work experiences, right? So we invite Miss Afifi, right, Shara?
Yes, Miss Afifi.
She's
I know her actually.
Yeah. Like she's an interior designer who has her own small business, and her own small business is also thriving, and she also a fashion influencer, you can say.
That's just a lot of work.
There's a lot of work, and being an interior designer is actually
that's a lot of work. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So a lot of students on our campus were very excited when we invited her. And for the second part of our program, it will be a workshop. For this part, we after we instill the right mindset of life balance through a professional speaker, we move on to a workshop where we focus on how to achieve that. So in here, we introduce on how to start a planning system, like what apps we can use, and we play some games with our participants. So the games is actually about time management, revolve around time management, so that they can, for example, we say circadian rhythm, that they can know their own productive hours, so they can plan their own planning system revolving around that hours. We also give them a template for them to play.
Oh wow, so, that's cool. And
then we also
with template.
And we also have our promotion. Oh, we post on our Instagram like every day. With quotes, mini vlogs to spread more awareness on work-life balance and attract more.
That's one thing lah. You post a lot of you consistently post something on your social media because you want to create awareness, and then after that, like that's one of the tactic of social media marketing actually.
And we also collaborate with one of our student artists. So because she already has her own platform, and then we collaborate with her, and then she also has her own follower and her followers follow us like that.
I see. So with all of this work, a lot of management, you have to plan out your project, right? Because from the planning, it must become from your own dream, like idea. So what's motivated you to create this project actually? Like how you see that this project actually would be beneficial to certain group of people, particularly our younger generation?
For me, it is because, like I said, our generation tend to have this set of image of work-life balance. With the Instagram posting, with TikTok videos like vlogs showing others' lives, they tend to like wanting to have that life on the phone into theirs. So I think that it's important like to remind them on our life circumstances is different. So maybe so that person won't have the same life as yours, and her work-life balance shouldn't revolve around that. Like doesn't mean just revolve around what she's just showing.
We do have awareness like how messy our life are, like spending times on social media, but we actually don't know how to incorporate, like use the right amount of time exposure on your social media actually. So we don't know how to start that. So I think that's cool initiative that you want to like address the issue to especially our students lah, because who doesn't mind TikToks until the late night kan? I also did that thing, so no worries. Would you mind like describing any unexpected difficulties like when you're running your own project? Is there any problems or barriers that you overcome and how you manage to tackle that problem?
Of course. So like there's actually two sides of difficulties. One is from our own management, and then the second one would be from the program, from the day of implementing the program. So from our own management, our group like consists a very few of people who have experiences in university management, like to do a program, who to read. So like it's very like kind of hectic with all the assignment, But from that, we also learn how to manage our work-life balance ourselves by using
you kena rasa sendiri baru yang ni.
Yes. So like I actually kinda macam terkejut lah juga. I can accomplish this in 2 days. Like, like macam terkejut lah juga. So and then macam banyak lah from our communication, macam our system pun. Okay, firstly kena masuk sini dulu, and then after that baru kita sini. Like we have our own platform where everyone semua buat benda dalam tu. And then dia macam ada like stage tau, like this sampai sini dulu barulah sampai sini macam tu. Macam information tu. So like because one person can't handle everything, right? So that's why we macam kami bahagi tugas banyak-banyak, and then okay, kau fokus ini je, and then just bagi tahu apa yang kau dapat kat aku macam tu.
Okay, I think that's how UCEC introduce, like we want the students to run your own project, so that you know, like you have your own idea, like how to manage, like how to develop from the project from the scratch. So well, I think this is the last one. Can you share like what's macam your own accomplishment lah throughout this project, like you know, mesti ada bibit-bibit kenangan, you know, to share with our listeners today. So yeah, feel free to share.
The most significant accomplishment that we would like to share with our listener is how our participants mentioned that they really love the tips given by our speaker, our invited speaker, that she said that every plan should fall down to being realistic instead of being perfect. Meaning that it's okay to change our plan and schedule according to our rhythm, our own rhythm. And you can take more time in a task and shouldn't stressing out over incomplete tasks, since you know some of us are too hard on ourselves, and that's like ease most of our participants' mind. And in our second part of project, which is workshop, we gave out tutorials on apps and played the time management game system, right? So our participants also get to know their own productive hour. So they could set their own planning system and schedule around that productive hour, and we also give them, just like Shara said, we gave out a Notion template. Also we gave them a module.
I think for the first point that you mentioned earlier, I think it is really important if you have to know like the potential speakers for your own program lah. Sebab if you don't have any, if you don't know, like, well, even though the speaker is very knowledgeable, but he or she didn't know how to share the points with the listeners, they tend to like macam, you know, you join the ceramah, just the words masuk and keluar macam tu je. So I think you guys did good job at that part, like finding good speakers to have like kata-kata tu sampai di hati, menusuk kalbu, you know, kind of word lah. Yeah, I think any words from Shara?
For me, another significant accomplishment that we have is that they actually remember everything that we say. Like, for example, after our session, so a lot of my friends just asked me like the details of our explanation. So I was like, wow, you guys remember it? You guys so focused into it that you remember to ask. Yeah, and then with the session with the artists, all of our participants, they actually so active, questioning a lot of questions about their daily life and how the sisters do their work, how the sister balance her life, like that. So it's quite intriguing, like so exciting that they all so excited to join our session and be a active listener. So yeah.
Is there any words to listeners out there in terms of their own lifestyles, work-life balance that you would like to share before we end our session?
I have a word for those who are always like, who are too hard on themselves, and when they do a schedule or when they do their own schedule or planning system, they always don't follow it. So it's okay to not follow your schedule. Your schedule should all be about you. Like, you can always change your schedule. Make a schedule as flexible as you can. Like allocate
time
more
for yourself.
time needed, allocate time more needed more for one task, so that you can like play around with the schedule later on.
Yeah.
So you shouldn't be too strict on yourself when it comes to planning.
Yes. And can I add more? So
Yeah.
to our listeners, so if you just want to start doing this, our work-life balance, like the time blocking, like in our session, we taught them about how to time blocking, how to manage their time balance. So if to those that just want to try it, just try it. That like start now, don't tunggu nanti lah. So like some of us like now just start the semester, so start now. Don't wait until the next semester and next semester because you will forget about it. Yeah.
Okay, I think that's all for today session, and I hope you guys enjoy the session. And before we go, do you guys want to share your social media or any website for our listeners to check out your own project?
For
Yeah,
you to start, for your first step towards work-life balance, follow us, Equiwlibrium. At Equiwlibrium.
On
You will
Instagram.
see our own logo with like our glass tilted. So that's us.
Yeah, alright. Okay, so go show some your love to their social media, share and like, follow, and leave it their thumbs up. Okay, alright. I think that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining UCEC Podcast and spending your time with us today, today episode. So stay tuned for the next episode where we are going to have another themes. And say goodbye to our listeners. Bye. Alright.
Bye.
Bye.